What's up, guys? Chad back here with you on the RC Models and More channel. Today we're going to take a look at the Connex Falcore. We're going to go deep inside under the hood, take a look at how these components are laid out inside. We're going to take a look at the quality. We're going to hook this thing up to Cleanflight, up to BL Heli Configurator, and take a look at what kind of components is inside and what exactly is going on in here. Now, from all the Connex videos that are out there, the big thing that they claim is that it is a one-tool disassembly. So here is the one tool to use on the one screw back here to pull the whole power distribution board and Connex system out in one chunk. The arms that we looked at yesterday on the video are held on with O-rings and connectors, and the antenna just clips out of the back as well. So let's go ahead and let's take this thing apart. So that was in fast motion. As you can tell, I did struggle a little bit with these antenna connectors right here on the FlySky module. They do tell you to be careful and make sure that when you're taking it apart that you don't pull those out, which I did. So I'm going to have to apply some more glue to them. First thing we'll do is take a look at one of the arms and the motors here. These are 2204 2300 kilovolt mold motors. I have put some of the Luminaire butter cutter props on here because these are my favorite go-to prop right now. The motor quality themselves, the motors, they feel okay. They look pretty cheap. The windings do not look that good on the inside. They are connected to the PDB with these little connectors here. And if you look closely on this plastic part of the arm, there is a knob on on one side and not the other, which allows you to fit it into the corresponding part on the top, on the bottom, or on the top that has the little notch as well. The frame and the body, really tough and hard. So now let's take a look at the actual Connex power distribution board. At the heart of it all, of course, is the Connex transmitter, which is the transmitter that everybody knows about. It has its own USB input for firmware updates. Up front here, we have the Connex camera, the sonar sensor, two ESCs, which are zip tied into place and soldered and plugged in to the power distribution board. And on the back, we have a FlySky module right here for transmitter. Here's the input to the flight controller. So the flight controller, it looks like, is integrated into the power distribution board. Could be underneath there somewhere. And then, of course, here are the rear protectors, LEDs, and the antenna. which this is the race antenna, which supposedly does not get as good a distance as the regular larger ProSight antenna. All in all, the build quality is really nice. I did have a friend that said that he did rip off his connector for his sonar module on a crash, thinking an aftermarket battery with the plates slid into it and broke it. So I have applied some hot glue there. Not sure how much that's going to help, but we're going to give it a go. But everything is really nice and compact. All of the solder joints are really nice. The wire bundle is all nice in there and tucked away. Nothing is rubbing on each other. So yeah, everything looks really good. So now for all of you tech people out there, let's hook this up to Cleanflight and see what is going on. There you can see we are hooked up to Cleanflight. First thing we'll do is go down to the CLI, type version, and it is running the Connex 14.1.4.2. I'm sure you're having problems seeing that. Exit out of there. Here's our port configuration. UART2 and USB VCP is enabled. Under the configuration tab, I have made some changes. In order to use air mode, I have turned on and had my motor spin up when I arm. Right now, it looks like the ESCs are running one shot 125. This is all out of the box. VBAT is enabled, and when we look over here, we're looking at sonar, telemetry, and LED strip. As far as the controller time, it doesn't look like out of the box, they're just using 1 kilohertz on each of the flight controller loop time and on the PID cycles. Failsafe is enabled to drop. PID tuning, this is pretty much the one thing that I have changed a lot. It comes pre-tuned and you shouldn't have to make a lot of changes. The biggest changes that you're probably going to have to make are your rates. The rates out of the box on this thing are super crazy. So I have been adjusting my roll and pitch rates as well as my RC rate in order to make something a little bit smoother for my flying style. If we go into the modes tab, this is probably one of the biggest modes you'll ever see as far as options that are enabled. I, of course, set up air mode. There is the stop and land mode that is set up for the automatic stop and land button on the remote control, which is a nice feature for beginners or if you get into trouble. Angle, horizon, mode lock, altitude hold direct, and then the various different rate profiles and auto yaw, which all of that has to do with the shield mode. The LEDs are set up, and and that's pretty much it for Cleanflight. So to summarize, the changes that I made is I did enable air mode, I did change some PID values, and I did have to turn off a motor stop. So now let's go into the BL Heli configurator and take a look at our ESCs. And we can see that they are using the Falcore Raptor 20 amp ESCs. So you are able to update the ESCs through the BL Heli configurator, as well as change motor directions and such if you wish to upgrade your motors and get rid of all of those large connectors. So as I was saying before, if you wanted to go ahead and change out the motors, you could always eliminate these cables and these plugs here and go ahead and do the same with these right here and just direct solder everything. They just use the standard bolt pattern, and it's probably one of the things that I'll do because I do find that the Falcore is underpowered because of its 700 gram weight with a battery. But I'll probably fly these motors until they start giving me problems. Core, disassembly, I'm gonna put everything back together. I'm sure you guys do not wanna watch that, but it goes back together just as easy as it comes apart. This whole thing just slides in on a rail and you just go through and reconnect everything as normal. So overall, the build quality is really nice. They are going to be coming out with a ready to fly module, which will allow you to replace the Fly Sky here, which it looks like it is hooked up with a PPM or S-Bus type connection because there's only 3 wires going to the board. So that's pretty nice. So that's gonna do it, guys. Keep an eye out for some flight videos and some demonstrations in the Falcore series, as well as other things on the channel. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. See ya.